Well, hello and welcome to the show. Glad you're with us again this week. I've got Lisa Gentile with me this week. Lisa, how old were you when you started riding with me?
I think like 17.
And so you've been riding with me for a few years.
Yeah, quite a few years, yes.
So during that time, Lisa's had some career changes. She's worked for me for a long time. We're going to be talking about all of that, plus some finishing techniques on this horse, and all of that's coming up right here on Discovering the Horseman Within.
Gonna take a ride on one true horse.
So Lisa, in the last 8 years of riding with me, we've seen a lot of changes in the way you ride and what you do, even in your career choice.
Correct.
So why change careers?
Well, I always wanted to work with horses, and I just felt like no matter how much money you make or how many hours you can get, it really truly is what makes you happy. And I know a lot of people say don't do that, but I couldn't seem to stay away. So I just felt like I kept going back to it. So I said, you know what, now or never. And I just switched and said, you know, see what happens and
That's what we do.
Do what we do. Yeah.
And now you train horses full time.
Yes.
Regrets?
No. Best decision of my life.
Really?
Yeah. I'm so much happier. So much happier. So.
That's cool. You know, honestly, happiness is a personal choice, and lots of times that choice is just removing the stress from your life that causes the unhappiness, or finding who you are and going and doing it.
Right, and not letting anything stop you.
That's pretty cool. All right, so first exercise we're gonna work on here, we're gonna talk about loping this horse's circles one-handed.
Okay.
And to start with, Lisa's got her reins bridged. And so I want you to lope a few circles with the reins bridged.
Okay.
And then we want to go completely one-handed. Okay? So I want you to switch, put both sides of the reins on the left side. I want you to hold the reins where you're going to split. Your thumb is on the right side, your index finger is in the middle, and your middle finger is on the left side. And you're going to hold those reins here, and you're going to work on riding with your eyes.
Okay.
So an old exercise for you, but I want to explain it to you guys at home so you know exactly what we're going and what we're doing, what we're working on. I'm going to have you start out leaning, okay?
Okay.
Because it's a common mistake that all of us make. So when you first start loping, I want you to lean.
Okay.
Maybe even in your first few strides, okay? And then I'm going to ask you to sit back up because I want to show the folks at home the difference it's going to make in this horse.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and just take her out there on the circle and let's just lope around a little bit.
Okay.
If you watch, the more she leans, the more this horse is going to lean, right? This horse is going to get in a spot where it doesn't know where it's going for sure. It doesn't have any real guidance. So at least just pick that inside shoulder up, elevate your hand, elevate your eyes, and look where you're going. I want you to clean that lope up. Look at just the difference in the way she looks in the saddle. All of a sudden, she looks like she knows how to ride. A few seconds ago, she looked a little insecure, a little over. Lots of times that's why we ride that way, is because we are a little insecure. But the amazing thing is, when your eyes come up, it's a natural fact your butt goes down. So if you'll lift your eyes, you'll sit deeper in that saddle. And if you sit deeper in that saddle, you're actually gonna ride better. Now, Lisa, I want you to throw her a little more slack. You're kind of holding her.
Okay.
I want you to give her a little bit more slack, and I want you to ride this horse completely with your seat and legs, okay? Now, with your eyes up, not using your hand any more than you were, give her more slack. Come on now, don't be stingy. There you go. Now, using your eyes, not leaning, I want you to start making the circle smaller. I want you to lope her in here. Now watch this horse as Lisa narrows the circle with her eyes. Lisa's looking tighter into the circle, more directly into me. Now broaden your circle, Lisa. Open it up with your eyes, and instantly this horse follows her seat. Now you're gonna say, well, that's a really nicely trained horse and my horse isn't that good. Actually, the second you start riding with your eyes, your horse will start following your seat. Go ahead and just make that circle smaller again, Lisa. Really watch your hand now. Watch that right hand that's holding the reins, okay? And she's making the circle smaller. That hand isn't moving. It's sitting right here in front of the saddle horn. It's not moving. Sorry, she had her reins in her left hand, but I don't know my right from my left. There you go. All right.
Neither do I sometimes.
All right, so now make that circle smaller. I want you to tighten that circle down in on me again. All right? You see her head turn? Instantly she turns her head and that horse starts making that circle smaller. All of a sudden that horse is tightening that circle up. Now Lisa, broaden it up again. Take that circle out. Riding your horse to a finished level has a lot to do with how you sit and how you ride. It's hard to make your horse ride really nice if you're not really riding, okay? All right, so Lisa, now I want you to go ahead and put those reins in one hand. So put both sides of the tail on the same side, split the reins with your left hand. I put the tail of my reins to the left because I rope and I don't want it over here in my way, right? So I get the tail over there to the left-hand side, get it out of my way, have the reins split with my hand, and I just go ride. Now I want you to go ahead and use your hand and guide her with your hand this time, not so much with your eyes. I want you to guide her with your hand and make that circle smaller. Use your eyes to enforce it. There you go. Just have that horse really looking good. Now widen it back out. And as you come around towards the camera, I want you to just sit down and ask her to stop one-handed and keep her nice and soft. Perfect. Now just roll back to the left. One-handed. There you go. Now set her up by pushing her hip to the inside towards me and lope off. There you go. I like my horses to go from the walk to the lope. If there's a trot step, I'll be okay with it at first, but I really want to clean that departure up here in a few minutes. I want her to just step into the lope and lope off really nice. So right there, if you watch, Lisa reached up with her hand, her spare hand, and just kind of set that horse's face where she wanted it. Riding one-handed doesn't mean you can't help your horse be a little bit better. It means you're bringing this horse to a finished level. So don't overdo the help. But if you need to fix the horse, fix it. Okay, as you come around this time, I really want your eyes up. And as you come up this direction, I want you to stop her, one-handed again. Anytime you have to use that bit, it tends to stop the first thing it comes to. Now, we teach the horse to stop using the bit because that's the reinforcer. But the sooner you can get away from that, the better. Do a nice roll back and let's lope her the other way. Perfect. You want to use your leg in conjunction with the rein. Now set her down and start her again on the correct lead. All right. Set that horse up for success, right? Okay, so go ahead and stop there. Roll back to your right and lope off into the correct lead. Set her up, move her hip to the right. Now lope her off. She's wanting to push her nose up. We're going to work on that in just a minute. But we just want to do a couple of these things right here just to kind of get a basic idea of where we're going, what we're doing here as we ride that one-handed. Go ahead and stop her again. Good, perfect correction. You want her to bring her around here. And again, stop her just kind of going straight this direction. Just kind of straighten the flat side that circle and bring her up there and stop her. There, much nicer.
Well, hello there, and welcome to the show. We are here to film the Top Bed episode right here, and you stay tuned now. And
So some of you sitting watching the show remember Lisa from her appearance on our second series of Top Bid. So Lisa, in like 10 words or less, what was Top Bid like?
Fun, crazy, long hours, great horses, a couple bloopers, just all good fun with great people and having awesome time with your horses and just really enjoying yourself. And that's what they're meant to do, you know, is have fun and happiness. So
absolutely. So you recently signed on with Team Weaver.
Yes.
Yes. Making you one of the newest Weaver endorsees. Tell me what that means to you. What is that?
I still can't believe it. I feel like I pinch myself every day. Being a part of Team Weaver, like he said, just a few people are a part of this. It's the new up and coming. It's for people that aren't yet in the complete professional world, and being able to share what you do, what you love with people all over. You know, we do Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're going to be launching a blog, and people to be able to relate to you and their horses, whether you trail ride, jump, barrel race, just hack around. So it's a great tool for me to use to be able to connect to people out there like myself. So I'm so excited and I'm so blessed, and Team Weaver is awesome.
So what are your responsibilities for Team Weaver? Where will we be seeing you in all of that?
Well, we'll be going on the road, I think, a little bit. Really just the main market is to be able to connect to people on the internet, posting about what I do every day, riding the brand, you know, letting you know how this is working out for me as far as their product goes, and being able to connect. The blog's going to be awesome because you can write what you did that day or what you worked on as far as training, and people can ask you questions or kind of get back to you and start following you. And if they need any help, it's just another person in the industry to reach out to.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so back to our horse. What I noticed while we were working on loping one-handed and just getting those circles nice and pretty and perfect,
Yep.
is she's getting her circles pretty clean, but we're kind of sluggish in the lope department, the lope depart.
Yes.
Couple things we've got going on there. One, she's wanting to throw her front end and kind of pick her head up. She's trotting a few steps in. So I want to take the trot steps out. I want to take the head tossing out, and I just wanted to start moving into the lope depart really nicely.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is go ahead and put your hands back on the reins double.
Okay.
And you're going to ride her. What I'm going to have her do is just set her hip into the direction you're going just a little bit. You don't want to set that horse's hip so far in that the outside hind leg ends up underneath the weight. You just want to shift her inside hip forward a little bit, so that when she strides off, she's naturally on the correct lead. Sit deep, so she's going to push out with that hind end and keep her face soft. And when you push, if she hits, really drive. By hits, I mean if she throws her head up and hits that bit, really push with your legs till she comes back soft. Give her about 3 strides soft, stop, do it again.
Okay. All right, Miss Rubes.
Okay, so just shift that hip right there. That's almost too much.
Okay.
Eyes up, looking where you're going. So you see Rube kind of pick her head up a little bit. She's got to bring her back down here, soften her up. Good, that's nice. Now go ahead and stop her.
Oh.
And just set her up and do the same thing again. Push that hip in. Okay, so really set that hip to the inside. There you go. Lope off. Okay? And again, the head came up a little bit, so we're just going to slow down, bring her back to a stop. So what I want you to do, again, just set that hip over, quietly lope, but keep her in a frame, lope off.
Okay.
That was better, it was flatter. We'll let her lope. Eyes up, just loping along soft and easy.
That felt a lot better.
That was a lot better. It was a big improvement. It wasn't perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination. But it was an improvement, so we'll just leave her alone for a minute. Now, loping with your eyes, I want you to try something.
Okay.
I want you to drop your reins and keep your circle. Loping with your eyes, just riding that horse without the use of the rein at all. Nice job. Now I want you to loosen your reins and lay them on her neck.
Okay.
You kind of safetied up there and dropped them over the horn. Now just keep her loping this circle. Make the circle, there you go. Clean that circle up with your eyes. Perfect. Perfect. Good, go ahead and stop her before she steps on a rein.
Whoa.
That, honestly, is what loping with your eyes does. When you're loping that horse and really watching that ground, she dropped those reins, and that horse is just loping that circle, following her seat and legs. I thought of that suddenly and thought, gosh, we're gonna try that. All right, let's lope depart the other direction.
Both hands?
Yep, both hands, same thing. Set that hip in nice and easy.
Okay.
And just step her into the lope. Okay, so there was like 2 trot steps. She elevated a little bit. It wasn't horrible. She's actually better this side on the first one than she was the other side. Go ahead and bring her to a stop. Let's do it again. And so I want you to watch this at home. Catch what's going on here. Set her hip towards me. Keep that face soft. Good, nice correction. She trotted too many steps. She needs to lope. All right, she needs to step into that lope. 1 trot step, step and a half is fine, but I want her to step right into that lope. And that's gonna come off of you keeping your eyes up and driving that horse forward, right? You're gonna drive that horse up into that lope. You wanna practice that lope enough. You know what, one of the big things that happens to people, their lope is terrible because they don't practice it. They don't spend any time actually loping their horse. Honestly, if you lope your horse in circles at home 2 to 3 minutes at a time, you probably lope more than 65 to 70% of your neighbors. You have a few friends that go get their iPad, put it on, put their favorite, or the iPod rather, put their favorite soundtrack in and just go lope circles, right? But if you don't hit playlist and listen through the whole thing, you're not really loping enough. You need to lope these horses a lot more. Okay, go ahead and bring her to a stop.
Whoa.
Forward, forward, forward. Disconnect your hands from your mouth. Whoa and pull are happening at the same time. I want whoa, pull. Okay?
Whoa.
Forward, forward, forward. She's popping into the ground. Okay, now in a minute she's gonna quit stopping because we're stopping forward, and then we'll have to back her up, but at least she won't be hitting her front end. All right? Anywhere where you feel like she's ready, just stop her.
Okay.
Relax your seat. There, much better. Did you see the difference? No stiff hop stop, right? So, one of my theories is you've got to fix it right when it happens.
Yes.
You can't let it build and get worse and worse and worse. Well, I'm working on Lope Depart. I can't work on my stop right now. No, no, no. You have to work on what was the problem that happened when it happened. All right, one more Lope Depart. That stop was really nice.
Okay.
Let's just make a real pretty Lope Depart here.
Okay.
Way too much trotting. There you go. Slow her down, start her again. Wrong lead. Set her down, push that hip to me. I notice going this direction, she tends to even want to throw her hip to the outside.
Yeah.
She just likes her left lead a little better than her right lead. A little bit stiff, we're gonna have to do that one again. Set that hip up. Nope. Okay, relax. You're nervous because the camera's on. Relax, sit down, push that hip to me.
Can you tell?
Yeah, I can tell. Relax, sit down, push that, there. There we go. Okay.
Much better. Good girl.
Your horse feels every single thing you think and feel. They may not interpret, gee, I just won the lottery as a great feeling. They may be like, oh my word, he's pretty excited, what's going on here? But they get, you telegraph everything right through your body. So when Lisa gets a little bit nervous because the camera's on and she's not in front of the camera every day, then all of a sudden that transfers into your horse. Go ahead and bring it to a stop. One more time. Oh, forward, forward. That wasn't too bad actually. She loped right off, right? When she feels ready, you stop her. Good, ask for that stop again.
Whoa.
Much better.
That was a lot better.
Much better. So these are a few little exercises that you can be working on at home that are gonna help your horse overall. They're gonna change the way you ride and they're gonna change the way your horse rides with you. The more you practice riding better, the better your horse is gonna ride. Your horse can't ride better if you don't practice riding better.
True.
And so for me, I take lessons routinely. I go take lessons from somebody who's going to catch me making mistakes and say, hey, don't do that. Just the same way I catch Lisa getting stiff and nervous and pushing her horse to the wrong lead, right? It's not something she does routinely, but it's something she did today, so I can catch her and fix on that. The more you have the chance to ride with somebody who can clean up your riding, not just your horsemanship and your training, but you're actually sit up here in the middle riding. The more you can do that, the more I encourage you to do it. Transparency is a character trait that I think is critically important in living a successful life. No matter, by successful is not necessarily financial achievement. Successful is being well thought of by those around you. So transparency, really, let's break it down simple. It's making sure everything you're doing is see-through, right? It's making sure that who you are shows to the people around you. Scripture tells us, so let your light shine before men. I try to live in such a way that people have to know exactly who I am. And if they choose not to like me, that's okay. I'm all right with that. I would rather that they did. But as long as they know what they're getting, then they can make an educated decision whether they do or don't care to be around me. We started on television over 11 years ago. During that time, it has been critical to us that our TV show stay transparent. We don't have a behind the barn training program. If I show it to you on television, I do it at home. If I do it at home, I show it to you on television. And that's what I would encourage people in their lives to have, that type of approach to everything you're doing. My dad always says, you can fool some of the people all of the time, or all of the people some of the time, but you can never fool a kid. That is so true. Sometimes it's easy for me when I come home. I'm tired, I'm impatient. All of the character traits I don't want, that's what happens when I get home off the road and I'm tired. And so everybody out on the highway or out in the arena, they don't see that side of me. But when I get home, my kids are gonna see that. And so I have to respond. I have to remind myself, you can't take it out on them. You can't put your best foot towards London. You have to remember to treat everybody the same every day. It's a conscious decision you make. You don't end up with good character by accident. You have to train yourself to respond the same every single situation, every single day. Well, Lisa, thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you. It was awesome. I learned so much again.
Well, as always, we appreciate you choosing to watch our show. Thank you for joining us this week, and until next time, may God bless the trails you ride.
Find out more about Ken McNabb horsemanship at kenmcnabb.com.
That one true horse, the perfect partner built to ride. One true horse, a bond that cannot be denied. You would search forever just to have the chance to take a ride